Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. We welcome you to Estes Field for today's Central Methodist baseball game, taking on the Oklahoma City Stars. It is, of course, day number 4 of the Central Methodist Baseball Classic, with North sitting in the catbird seat. Central Methodist 10-2 on the year. Oklahoma City 10-7. Of course, Central Methodist, they, of course, defeated Missouri Baptist on Friday 10-2. Their excellent pitching performance by Sebastian Escobar with the victory there. Of course, Oklahoma City played a couple of games yesterday. They lost to Missouri Baptist 4-3, but then rallied, defeated Columbia College 5-4. Of course, at that time, Columbia led 3-2, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Then Oklahoma City scored 3 big runs there. Of course, started out on RBIs by Trent Karai, Chad Pike, and Aiden Van Ransom for the 5-3 victory. And, of course, Columbia got one in the 7th. But Oklahoma City hung on for that 5-4 victory as well. Of course, leading the way in hitting department for Oklahoma City, that is Darian Duhan, 420 average, 2 homers, 13 RBIs on the year. For Central Methodist, that is Carlos Negron, a 528 hitter, 8 homers, 21 RBIs. Pitching-wise for Oklahoma City, that's Andrew Limbaugh, 1-1 with a 4.58 ERA, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. And, of course, Clayton Burke is 2-0, 2.25 ERA, 2 walks, 12 strike. And according to Coach Nate Breland, he's going to start game number 1 there. And then Foster Sykes will start the second game against Columbia College there as well. Of course, upcoming sports events there. Of course, Tuesday night, the Central Methodist men's basketball team, they'll be taking on Bruce State. That's a 7 o'clock start time. Pregame show at 6:45 p.m. Central Methodist, that's in the first round of the Hardwick Conference men's basketball tournament. Then the women's start their conference tournament on Wednesday, heading to Dubuque, Iowa, take on Clark for a 7 o'clock start time as well. So a lot of that stuff going on there. Of course, softball this weekend, they'll be in Gulf Shores, Alabama. They'll be playing 6 games there. I do believe, I know according to my schedule, they play Friday against Tennessee Southern. Then next Sunday against Texas A&M Texarkana. After the 2 games for Central Methodist Baseball, they begin conference play next Saturday, taking on Graceland for a doubleheader starting at 1. Second game at 3:30, and then games 3 and 4 will be next Sunday. First game at 1 and 3:30 as well. Should be a lot of fun there. Great day for baseball. And, of course, heading towards spring. I know spring, according to my trusty little calendar, about 20 days. Or this coming Friday, according to a lot of the meteorologists, will tell you it is the spring equinox. We'll tell you that. Oklahoma City and Central Methodist. Oklahoma City, one of the most successful baseball teams, I would say in the last 35 years. And I can tell you this from reading the Kansas City Star back when I was in middle school. Of course, the coaches for Oklahoma City, that's Keith Lytle, assisted by Taylor Schronger, Billy Easley, and Derek Snell. And then for Central Methodist, that's Nate Breland. That's assistant coaches by Jordan Schwallenbach, Clayton Hodgson, and Trey Rasenfloss as well. Hopefully, we may give you the starting lineups there as well for both teams. So we'll probably take a moment. Hopefully, we'll give you today's starting lineups for both teams there on CMUEagles.com.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Hold on.
Bales takes the shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
Okay, here's Well, of course, we'll go ahead and give you today's starting line. It's sponsored by Dairy Queen for Oklahoma City. That's leading offense, Aiden Alexander playing in center field. Down at second base, the number 2 hitter, Hunter Lino Sean. Batting third. Their right fielder is Darian Duhan. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Trent Caroline. Batting fifth. Their shortstop, it is Chan Pike. Batting in the number 6 spot there. There's third baseman Tristan Williams. Batting 7th. Their first baseman Reese Ratchford. Batting 8th. First baseman, that's Aiden Van Ransom. Batting 9th. In left field, that's Barrett Daniel. Today's starting pitcher is Shad Chatwell there for Oklahoma City. I believe this is his debut of 2024. For Central Methodist, their head coach, Nick Breland, that's Bobby Nichols, leads out in center field there. And that is the number 2 hitter, Valentin Cerna Jr. in right field. Behind the plate is the number 3 spot is Tanner Sears. Batting 4. Actually, I think Valentin Cerna is at second there. Now in right field, they're number 20. That's Carlos Negron. Batting in the number 5 spot is their left fielder, Zeb Weddy. Batting 6. Their third baseman, Diego Duran. Batting in the number 7 spot, the designated hitter is Peyton Becker. Batting 8th, their first baseman, Joseph Weatherford. And batting 9th as their shortstop, David Soriano. And today's starting pitcher is Clayton Burke there as well. So we got Central Methodist and Oklahoma City, both these coaches meeting at home plate. And, of course, we'll give you today's starting lineups from our public address announcer. That is Cameron Meehan. Mm-hmm. Starting lineups for both teams. We're going to go ahead and set the defense for you there. It is sponsored by Home Oil. Out in left field today is Zeb Weddy. In center field, Bobby Nichols. Right field as Valentine. That is Carlos Negron. At third base, Diego Duran. Shortstop, David Soriano. Second baseman, Valentin Sterna Jr. First baseman, Joseph Weatherford. The catcher, Tanner Sears. And there's Clayton Burke on the mound. 2-0, 2.25 ERA. No 2 walks and 12 strikeouts on the year. He is from Portland, but I was told from his dad, who I'm looking forward to meeting this sometime. I was hoping he'll be coming down there. If not, I'm sure he'll be coming down to some of the other future games there. That's there as well. He lives in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm sure Clayton's dad is on cloud 9 because Saturday, March the 1st, 2025, the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to play the Detroit Red Wings in the NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium. They're hoping about 100,000 fans will be coming up there, and that will be on ABC television. As he'll throw it down the second. And getting ready to start off is Aiden Alexander. 1 homer, 7 RBIs. Looks like we may start a little early, but hey, that's okay by me. So Clayton Burke on the mound. Saw him pitch against Hastings this past Sunday. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike one. Came at 11:59 a.m. Temperature 64 degrees. The time and temperature is sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot at the Kansas City International Airport. And that's a ball outside. And 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1 to count on Aiden Alexander. Burke getting in the sign from Tanner Sears. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. 2-1 to count. 2-1 to count. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a fly ball there. Legron has some room. Makes the catch for out number 1 there. And here's Hunter Linochan. Three homers, 9 RBIs on the year. Hit home run number 3 there. I believe on that Saturday game against Missouri Baptist. That's a strike call there. 0-1 in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Trying to get everything all situated there. The one pitch to, beautiful pitch on the inside corner. As Joe Garagiola was saying, that is called framing the pitch. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. Ball 1 outside. 1-2 the count. Beautiful day. Got some Dodger blue skies overlooking Estes Field. Boy, it feels like I'm at Dodger Stadium singing in the press box of Vin Scully. 2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off there. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Hits the ground ball to Deoren. He throws over to Weatherford and makes a beautiful tag. The throw was high, but Joseph Weatherford made a beautiful tag there for out number 2. And now here is Darian Duhan. 2 homers, 13 RBIs on the year. So 2 quick outs. The first pitch to him. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike on Darian Duhan. Came into the weekend the leading hitter at 420. Ground ball knocks it down by Weatherford. Throw over to Burke. Not in time. Let's see how they're going to score. I bet you that's going to be a base hit all the way. Yeah, I believe you're right. Of course, good job by Weatherford knocking it down. Kept it from the outfield. I have a feeling that's going to be a base hit. Of course, he did a good job keeping it in play. Made a good effort there. Oh, okay. Here's Trent Caroli. 7 homers, 20 RBIs. The first pitch. There's a strike call. 1-1 there. If that was Vin Scully keeping score, Vin Scully would call that a hit. 0-1 pitch. It's a high foul ball, and it's 0-2 the count. Oh and 2 the count. Way outside. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. They throw over there, and back goes Darian Duhan. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the first. No score on the Heart Conference Network.
No matter where you are in your educational journey.
Sponsored by Casey's. Out in left field there, it is Barrett Daniel. Out in second center field, Eden Alexander. In right field, Darian Duhan. Third baseman, Tristan Williams. Shortstop, Chad Pike. Second baseman, Hunter Linochan. Their first baseman, Aiden Van Ressem. Their catcher today is Reese Ratchford. And today's starting pitcher is Shad Shatwell. believe this is his first start of the year. Oh, really? And he's a transfer from Okie State, Oklahoma State, that is. Down in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Beautiful area. And even though I've never been there, I've probably known a lot of people that have been to Stillwater, Oklahoma. I believe. Tall right-hander. The fastball, curveball. Bobby Nichols has set the lead off there. So Bobby Nichols will be the batter. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 400 average from Detroit, Michigan. Home of the Detroit Tigers were back in 1984. Once started the year 35-5, and one of those was a no-hitter that came on April the 7th of 1984 against the Chicago White Sox by a gentleman named Jack Morris, who threw a no-hitter. And I remember that. Remember watching it on television back in Slater, Missouri, with my mom and dad and my grandma Norris. Strike one is the call. 0-1 on Bobby Nichols. I want to say on to his dad, Mike. I'm sure I'm looking forward to meeting his dad. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Throws by the second baseman for out number 1 there. Here's Valentin Cerna Jr. 463 hitter, homer, 8 RBIs. He is from Ingleside, Illinois. I believe that's around the Chicago area. Home of the Chicago Cubs, the Chicago White Sox. And, of course, July 6, 1983, the 50th anniversary of the All-Star Game was played at Old Comiskey Park. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Of course, I remember when, think of Chicago, I remember watching the Cubs game on WGN when they had a guy named Harry Carey. Used to do the play-by-play. Outside, 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Valentin Cerna Jr. 1-2 pitch. That's a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You see the Columbia College fan, the team here. Two pitch. It's a little chopper, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Two pitch. It's a little looper in the center field. This could drop. It does drop. That is called a Joel Morgan bloop single. And now here's Tanner Sears up the bat. 278 hitter. 3 homers, 16 RBIs from Higginsville, Missouri. Of course, we had a great visit with his family. His mom, Shelly, who's taking the pictures there around the first base dugout. Of course, his dad is Kurt. He has a grandmother named Connie. He has a sister named Tori. Boy, I announced family. It kind of reminds me of what Gene Wood used to do on Family Feud back when they had a guy named Richard Dawson who used to host that show. And I bet you if they were on Family Feud with Richard Dawson, I bet you he would give Richard Dawson a prized possession from Higginsville. The 1-0 pitch is a high fly ball in the left field. That's hit well. Left fielder has some room in front of the warning track for out number 2. And here is Carlos Negron, the team's leading hitter. 5 homers, 8 homers, 520 average, 8 homers, 21 RBIs. Negron is from Puerto Rico, which is the area where the great Roberto Clemente used to live. Where's number 20? Like one of my former players I used to wear 20 a lot for the Dodgers, named Don Sutton. A swing and a miss, strike 1. They're wearing those green uniforms, white trim, white numerals. Hopefully, maybe one of these days, we may get them to wear the ones where they have the birds on the bats. They kind of remind you of the Oakland A's teams of the 1970s when they're an owner named Charlie Finley. The 0-1 pitch. That's inside 1-1 there. Oklahoma City in the Navy uniform, white trim, white pants. 1-1 to count to Carlos Negron. Here's the 1-1. That's on the outside corner, 1-2 with Valentin Centers on first with the single. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off to the screen. And on deck is Zeb Webby. 1-2 the count on Carlos Negron. 1-2 pitch. Little chopper. Pitcher has it. His play is the first. That kind of gets away from there. Cerna is headed home. No, they're going to hold him at third. That would be an error on the pitcher there. No question about it. That is definitely an error, ladies and gentlemen. So now second and third for Zeb Webby. 229 hitter, homer, 8 RBIs. He is from the town of Harrisburg, just west of Fayette on Highway 124. And I also want to say hi to a good friend of mine named Steve Combs, who I've known him for several years. Of course, I've known Harrisburg a lot for several years. First time I've known that, they used to be was their boys and girls basketball team was in the Glasgow tournament. Chops it foul there, strike 1 there. And then until 1992, I remember the Harrisburg boys and girls used to be in the Fayette tournament. The 0-1 pitch. That's a strike call. 0-2 the count with Diego Duran. Oh and 2 the count. Here's the 0-2. That is a strike 3 call. So no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We're through 1. No score on CMUEagles.com. Let's see who's at the bat.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future.
Top of the second inning. Glad to have you with a beautiful 64-degree day here at Estes Field. And I have a feeling it's going to be in the mid-60s this coming Saturday and Sunday, according to our weathercaster, Emily Trippich. 1 ball, no strikes to 1-0. Oh, nice job of framing it by Tanner Sears. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on the curveball. 1-2. 1-2. It's a fly ball to right field. That's hit well. LeGrand will watch it go. And a home run gives Oklahoma City a 1-0 lead. For Chad Pike, his first of the year, RBI number 4. That's the second hit of the game for Oklahoma City. And here's Tristan Williams, the batter. 326 hitter, 9 RBIs. First pitch. That's a bit high. 1-0 to count. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Ooh, outside. 2-1. Two and one to count. 2-1 pitch. It's a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. Duran has some room. Oh, he lost it. And he's at second. Let's see how they're going to rule that one. I have a feeling that could be an error on Duran. Huh? There's Reese Ratford. No homers, 4 RBIs. Looks like Central has 2 errors, I think, according to the scoreboard. First pitch. Tries the bunt. And that's a ball. 1-0 to count. That ruling there on Duran, that was ruled an error by Weatherford. Two and 0 to count. Burke needs to talk to the baseball on point 2, Tanner Sears. 3-0 to count. Aiden Van Rinsum is on deck. It's a high pop up there. That may go out of play. That's heading toward the parking lot. 3-1 now on Reese Ratchford. 3-1 pitch. It's a little pop up there. I think Negron has some room. Makes the catch. Tagging, but he'll stay put. So 1 out now. Here's Aiden Van Rensen. 2 homers, 14 RBIs on the year. First pitch to him. That's a bit high, 1-0 to count. With Barrett Daniel on deck. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 to count. 1-1 the count. One hit for Oklahoma City. The 1-1. That's outside. 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Aiden Van Rinsum. 2-1 pitch. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike two. Two pitch. It's the ground ball. Knocks it down by Soriano. That'll be an error right there. 3 errors already. So 3 errors already by Central Methodist. Here is Barrett Daniel. No homers. 2 homers, 7 RBIs. 3 errors already. But 1-0 on the home run by Chad Pike. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. Nice job by Soriano. So now second and third, and I believe the count is 1-0. One and 0 to count on Barrett Daniel. The 1-0 pitch. Nice job on the outside corner. That's a good job of framing it by Tanner Sears. Just a beautiful day. As Vince Scully would say, let's pull up a chair then. Have some fun. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. No question about it. So 2 outs now. Here's Aiden Alexander. He flied out to Carlos Negron. Here's Aiden Alexander. Second and third. 2 outs. Would it be something to get out of the jam, allowing just 1 run? Well, that will swing the momentum there. The old Bob Gibson curveball is in there for a strike call. I bet he probably took a page from what Bob Gibson used to pitch for the Cardinals. Most notably in Game 1 of the 1968 World Series when he struck out 17 Detroit Tigers. There's a foul ball, strike 2 there. No balls and 2 strikes. Your 0-2 pitch. Fouls it to the screen there. Oklahoma City 10-7. Central Methodist 10-2. When this upcoming weekend they begin the conference against Graceland. 0-2. Oh, swing and a miss. Sears has to throw over the first to complete the out. So 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors. And 2 left on. Bottom of the second inning. Oklahoma City 1, Central Methodist nothing.
Bales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
On me. Okay.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Central Methodist, as Diego De Ren comes to bat. 281 hitter, no homers, 5 RBIs. He is from a town of Valencia, Venezuela. I think the most famous athlete that used to came from there was a gentleman named Luis Aparicio. Was a longtime baseball player, no solely with the Chicago White Sox back in the 1950s. First pitch to him. Hits a little chopper to the shortstop. Knocks it down. There's a throw. And they got him. So one pitch, one out now for Peyton Becker. 214 hitter, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. He is from a town of Merrill, Wisconsin, which is in the area where the great Bob Uecker lives. Longtime voice of the Brewers. And I remember him used to be on a television show called Mr. Belvedere that made its debut 40 years ago. I remember watching that show there a lot. Did not go. Of course, Bob Uecker played a sports writer in Pittsburgh. I remember that used to be on Thursday nights. It's a little chopper to the shortstop. Has it, throw over the first, and there's 2 quick outs. Now brings up Joseph Weatherford. A 200 hitter, no homers, 3 RBIs from Flower Mound, Texas. Of course, I remember last year meeting his dad, Steve. He informed me they live in Batesville, Arkansas. Strike call. I'm hoping and looking forward to meeting his dad, Steve, along with his mom, Gayla. The 0-1 now. Yeah, no. 1-1 to count. 2 out. Bottom of the second inning. 1-0 lead for Oklahoma City. The 1-1. Strike 2. 1-2 count. David Soriano is on deck. That's Coach Darren Munns of Columbia College just walking in there. Fouls it off there, 1-2. David Soriano on deck. And just to let you know, he is not related to Alfonso Soriano, who used to play for the Yankees, the Chicago Cubs. Most notably hit a home run in the 2004 All-Star game off Roger Clemens. 1-2 pitch. That's outside, 2-2. So 2s across the board on Joseph Weatherford. 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning goes Central Methodist. We are through 2. 1-0 Oklahoma City on CMUEagles.com.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
That's all right. Ooh, way up high. 1 run, 1 hit, and error for Oklahoma City. No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for Central Methodist. As Hunter Leoshon comes to bat, he grounded out to Diego Duran. First pitch is a strike call, 1-1 now. 1-0 Oklahoma City on a home run by Chad Pike. The 0-1 now. 1-1 to count. Beautiful day, or as Ernie Banks used to say, let's play 2. The 1-1 pitch is a ground ball to Soriano. Throws over to Joseph Weatherford with the scoop. And there's out number 1. So 1 out now. And here is Darian Duran, who reached on error by Joseph Weatherford. There's a pitch ball, 1-0. 1-0 to count. The 1-0, it's a grounder foul, 1-1 there. One and 1 to count. 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner. Good job of framing it by Tanner Sears, as Joe Garagiola used to say that on NBC television, along with Tony Kubek. A ground ball there. Weatherford will take it himself. 2 quick outs there, 3 unassisted. Here's Trent Corriley. He struck out his first time up. Strike 1 is the call. The 0-1 now. That's on the outside, but ball. 1-1 now. 1-1 to count. Chad Pike on deck. Hit the home run in the second inning. Fouls it off. 1-2. He's retired 4 in a row now. He could have he's a strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. One-two pitch. Oh, that hit him. Oh, my. I think it hit him in the shoulder. On his left shoulder there. Here's Chad Pike at a home run over the right field wall. They gave Oklahoma City the 1-0 lead, and their only hit of the game so far. Burke just needs to talk to the baseball. That's ball 1 there. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. If you look to the bottom of the third, you got Soriano, Nichols, and Cerna. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. A little chopper. Sears has it. Throw over to Weatherford for the third out. So no runs on no hits. No errors. 1 left. Bottom of the third. Oklahoma City 1. Central Methodist nothing. No run, one hit and error for Oklahoma City, and looks like no runs. 1 hit and 3 errors. Looks like the first base coach's box, Trey Rasenflas. Nate Breland in the third base coach's box. Here's David Soriano. 250 hitter, homer, and I got 3 RBIs here from San Domingo, Dominican Republic, the same area where the great Juan Marichal used to pitch for the Giants back in the 60s. It's a fly ball, and that is a base hit there for Soriano. Second hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Bobby Nichols. He grounded out the second there as well. Of course, one of the most famous TV shows that ever took place in Detroit was Home Improvement. I remember watching that show there a lot. They're trying to check on Soriano. Looks like Soriano maybe have to leave there. Let's see who's the courtesy runner there. And may end up playing shortstop the rest of the night. Looks like that is number 9, and I believe that's Nick Tampa. So Bobby Nichols grounded to second. Of course, the best episode I can tell you in all the years I watched Home Improvement was when Tim the Toolman Taylor challenged Bob Vila to a lawnmower race. And he did that by twinkling in his lawnmower, and the lawnmower went so bad that he ended up going on the interstate at 70 miles an hour. And he ends up getting pulled over by a state trooper and had to confiscate his lawnmower. They throw over there. And they check on Nick Tampa, who is from a town of Alcuin, Illinois, around the Chicago area. Tampa's at first. Nichols tries to bunt. Well, that's a beautiful bunt there. They throw over to second, not in time. And I have a feeling that's going to be a fielder's choice, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's first and second, nobody out. And I think in fielder's choice, as Valentin Cerner up there, he singled his first time up. And now the coach wants an explanation there from one of the umpires. Now, I'm thinking that's a fielder's choice on Bobby Nichols. He was making the throw to second. The throw was wide, but Nichols hustled to first. Of course, Nichols is a very fast runner. I tell you, he runs, every time when I see him run in the last few years, he has a running speed that reminds you of the great Ron LaFleur. It was an outfielder for the Detroit Tigers, most notably the starting center fielder, the night when Mark the Bart Fidrich pitched on Monday Night Baseball back in 1976. So first and second, nobody out for Valentin Cerna Jr. from Ingleside, Illinois. I think the first time I remember that town was on the Bozo Show. Back then they used to have what's called the Grand Prize game, and at the time, when you got picked out young, you went to a drum and you picked out an at-home player. And Bozo the Clown would announce what town you were from. First and second, nobody out. Tries the bunt. That is a strike call. 0-1 with Tanner Sears on deck. Did they call that a fielder's choice? Oh, okay. That was kind of my guess, but sometimes... Okay. 0-1 the count on Valentin Cerna Jr., and he tries the bunt. That is a foul ball, strike 2. Valentin Cerna at bat. At second base is Tampa running for Soriano, who had to leave the game, may end up playing shortstop. Bobby Nichols at first on the fielder's choice. Nobody out. 1-0 Oklahoma City. Bottom of the third inning. Outside, 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two the count. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Valentin Cerna Jr. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. 2-2. Oh, that's outside. He went from 0-2 to 3-2. 3-2 the count of Valentin Cerna Jr. Tampa's at second. They're playing him toward right. Playing him to pull. That's ball 4. Now the bases are loaded full of Eagles, or as Red Barber would say, ducks on the pond. That looks like a conference call there. We'll take it with you. The score, Oklahoma City 1, Central Methodist nothing. Here's Tanner Sears. Flew out to left field from Higgins. Oh, like I say, I just some of my friends from Higginsville. Of course, one of my friends I went to middle school with, her name is Shannon North. I'm sure she is listening in on the broadcast. Also, another friend who used to live in the town of Gillum. One of them is Courtney Nair, and also her sister Carrie. That is a ball. 1-0 the count there. On deck is Carlos Negron. One and 0 to count. Ball 2, 2-0 to count. Two-0 pitch. Hits the ground ball. They'll go second for one. The first, that's a double play. But coming in the score is Tampa to tie the match at 1. Head of the third is Bobby Nichols. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. No RBI recorded. And here's Carlos Legron. Reached on an error his first time up. So Nichols is 90 feet away. First pitch. That is a ball. 1-0 to count. Zeb Weddy is on deck. The 1-0. A swing and a miss. Strike one. 8 homers, 21 RBIs. Leads the team in home runs and RBIs. And the team in batting average, 528. One ball, one strike. High fly ball. This could go out of play. That's heading toward the Oklahoma City bullpen area. One ball, two strike. Nichols at third with 2 outs. Here's your 1-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball to left field. That is well hit. Back, away, back, foul. Swings and misses, strike three call, but 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, and they leave 1. We head to the 4th inning. The match is tied at 1 on CMUEagles.com and our conference network.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
That's what I thought. One run, 1 hit, and an error for Oklahoma City. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 errors for Central Methodist. As Tristan Williams up there reached on an error. That's when Diego Ren lost it in the sun. A ground ball. Burke has it. Underhand throws the throw to Joseph Weatherford, and you got 1 pitch, 1 out there. Here's Ratford. Ratford flew out to Carlos Negron his first time up there. Of course, after this, Central Methodist will take on Columbia at 3 o'clock. That's also my 2200 Central Methodist game. First pitch to him. Fouls it off. Strike 1. On 1 to count. Oh, nice pitch there. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on Reese Ratford. 0-2 pitch. That's a ball, 1-2. The only hit so far for Oklahoma City, that was the home run by Chad Pike. That gave Oklahoma City a 1-0 lead, but Central Methodist added a run in the 3rd. Time call. One-two pitch. Hits the ground ball to Durant. Plays it on the bounce there. Throws over to Weatherford in time. There's 2 outs there. So 2 quick outs. And here's Aiden Van Rensen. Reached on an error by, looks like David Soriano's back in there. Looks like he's okay. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. First pitch to him. Oh, there's a beautiful pitch on the inside corner. 0-1 there. I'll tell you one thing. You got to give credit for Tanner Sears' job of framing the pitch. It's a high fly ball there. Nichols has some room. And it's gone off the light towers. And Oklahoma City leads it 2-1 there. And for Aiden Van Rensen, that's his 3rd of the year. RBI number 15. 2-1 lead. Both of their hits have been home runs. Here's Barrett Daniel. He struck out his first time up. First pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. And a foul ball. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball. Negron has it. And that will do it. So 1 run on 1 hit thanks to a home run by Aiden Van Rensen. And just the 1 hit. And no one left on. We're halfway home. Oklahoma City 2. Central Methodist 1.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Now there's 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 1 run, 2 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. As Zeb Weedy up the bat, he struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. Hits the ground ball, knocks it down there. Shortstop has it. That's a throw. Not in time. I have a feeling that's a base hit all the way. That should be a base hit there. It is a base hit. So like Central Methodist, like the previous inning, they have a runner at first to start the inning off. Diego Duran up there. He is sporting those pink gloves. I wonder if he has an extra one like that. He can give it to me for my birthday in about 2 weeks. If not, he can always save it for next year when I turn 50. And he lays down a beautiful bunt there. Pitcher has it. His only play is the first. They do a great job. So 1-4 on your scorecard. And moving into second base is Zeb Weedy for Peyton Becker. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Runner at second is Weedy. It's the ground ball up the middle. Nice stop by the shortstop throw. And they got him. Bang, bang play. And hit the third is Weedy. It looked like a base hit all the way, but great stop there by the shortstop. Boy, he just kind of reminds you of Ozzie Smith. Used to do that a lot for the Cardinals. And now here's Joseph Weatherford. He struck at his first time up the bat. Wetton Norris here from the catbird seat. First pitch. On the outside corner, strike 1. David Soriano on deck. The 0-1 now. Fouls it off. He sliced it foul. Weatherford with 3 RBIs on the year. Came in today's game batting .200. From Flower Mound, Texas, of course, lives in Batesville. The 0-2. That's a ball high, 1-2. He and Clayton Burke, and I think there were like 4 others last year, all came from Lyon. 1-2 pitch. Swings and misses. Strike 3 call, so no runs on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. We are through 4. Oklahoma City 2. Central Methodist 1.
Fails Sales takes this shot, whips it in, and it's in the back of the net!
Fifth inning. Soriano. Two runs, 2 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. And coming to bat now is Aiden Alexander, 0 for 2 on the day. Let's see here. That's all of it. Oklahoma City, that's what I need. First pitch from Clayton Burke. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 0-1 there. No balls and 1 strike. Of course, men's basketball hosts Peru State Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Pregame show, 6:45 p.m. 1-1 to count. As the number 4 seed in the Higher American Conference tournament, they'll play either Mid-American Nazarene or Mo Valley on, I believe, Friday night. Yeah. And if it's Mo Valley, they will be coming to Fayette. Otherwise, they will have to make a trip to Olathe, Kansas. 1-2 pitch. Way outside. 2-2. And, of course, the women will play on Wednesday against Clark. That is a 7 o'clock start time there as well. And they'll play, if they win, they'll play Saturday afternoon. Either in Atchison, Kansas. Loops a liner. That's a base hit there. Third hit of the game for Oklahoma City. He's thinking too, but a good hustle there by Bobby Nichols. Here is Hunter Lenoshawn. 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. If you look ahead to the bottom of the 5th, you got Soriano, Nichols, Cerna. Burke will work from the stretch. There goes the runner. Here's the throw, and they got him. Oh, baby. I would tell you this about Tanner Sue. He reminds you of Johnny Bench. He has a throwing arm that's like Johnny Bench used to do that a lot with the Cincinnati Reds. Oh, and 1 to count, the 0-1. A swing and a miss, 0-2 there. 0-2, yeah. Outside, 1-2. On deck, Darian Duhon. 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. Sears has to throw over the first to complete the out. So 2 outs now for Darian Duhon. 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike. Oh, that's a foul ball. 0-1 to count. Bottom of the 5th inning. Game was moving along fast. Second game starts at 3. We may start early. Even though Columbia College is here, they're probably just, but we probably need to give them some time to get warmed up there. Get some infield work and all that stuff. 1-1 pitch. It's the ground ball foul. Now it's 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Darian Duhon. One-two pitch. Lines it. Foul ball. just by an eyelash from making it a runner at second. But instead, it's 1-2. Top of the fifth inning. 2-1 Oklahoma City. 10-7 Central Methodist, 10-2. 1-2 pitch. Nice job on the inside corner. That's the old Bob Gibson curveball on the inside. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We are through 4.5. It is Oklahoma City 2, Central Methodist 1 on the Hart Conference Network. Let's see, we got Soriano.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Two runs, 3 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 1 run, 3 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. As David Soriano up there, he's single. Now, who's the first base coach? Is that Trey? Trey, okay. Okay, that's what I thought. So Soriano will be the batter. Singled. First pitch. That's outside, ball 1 on deck. Is Bobby Nichols. The 1-0 pitch. That's a high pop up there. That may go out of play. Let's see. Oh, it is. So it's a foul ball. 1-1 the count. Bobby Nichols on deck, and then Valentin Cerna Jr. A little past 1 o'clock on this Sunday, February the 25th. Started at 11:59 a.m. 1-1 pitch. It's a high foul ball. That will go out of play, heading toward the parking lot. If it was Yankee Stadium, they would have rang the gong. They would hit a gong there. One-two pitch. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 1 out now for Bobby Nichols. 0 for 2 on the day. From Detroit, and of course, few miles down there is Pontiac, Michigan. Site of Super Bowl 16. Between San Francisco and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first Super Bowl ever broadcast, a duel of Pat Summerall and John Madden. And that's a ball. And, of course, they always had their annual Thanksgiving Day clocks. One thing I always remember about that one, they had a kicker named Ray Warshing. He was the master of hitting like little grounders along the turf of the Pontiac Silverdome on that hard surface. And a lot of the Cincinnati Bengals players had a hard time returning it, fielding the grounders. The 1-1. 2-1 the count. Two and one to count on Bobby Nichols. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 pitch. That is 3-1 now. Valentin Cerna Jr. on deck. What if he said we see Bobby Nichols challenge Ron LaFleur to a 40-yard dash? And it's ball 4 there. So 1-out walk. Here's Valentin Cerner Jr., who singled and a walk. From Ingleside, Illinois, around the Chicago area, they check on Bobby Nichols. Also want to say hi to a gentleman who lives down that area. His name is Eddie Olczyk, the NHL announcer. You see him on TNT teaming up with Kenny Albert there. He's also the voice of the Chicago Blackhawks. 0-1 the count there, so looking forward to hearing Eddie Olczyk and Kenny Albert on NHL games on TNT. 0-1 the count. Nichols at first with the walk. The 1-0. 0-1 is a foul. That's a ball. 1-1 now. Tanner Sears is on deck. Nichols at first. The 1-1. There goes Nichols. Here's the throw. He is in there. Stolen base. Boy, he just took off and run. Boy, just like Ron LaFleur used to do that a lot for the Detroit Tigers. One and two now. On Valentin Cerner Jr. Nichols the tying run there. The 1-2. It's a high pop up there. Let's see, that maybe the third baseman. Shortstop calls for it. Makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs now for Tanner Sears. 0 for 2. Hitting to a double play that scored Tampa, but was not credited with an RBI, just to let you know that. Tanner Sears up there. Of course, one of his home runs was a grand slam home run, I think on a Thursday night against Olivet Nazarene. Nichols at second with 2 outs. Playing him to hit the other way. Fouls it off to the screen, and Carlos Negron is on deck. Bottom of the 5th inning, Oklahoma City 2, Central Methodist 1. And now a little conference action there. No balls and 1 strike on Tanner Sears, the junior from Higginsville. Of course, Mom Shelley is taking the pictures. It's a high fly ball in the left field. That is well hit. Back, away, back, and gone. A 2-run homer by Tanner Sears, and Central Methodist leads at 3-2. For Tanner Sears, that's his 4th of the year. RBI number 18 has given Central Methodist a 3-2 lead there. And now it looks like we may see a pitching change there. And Central Methodist has jumped to a 3-2 lead there. Now it looks like a little conference. Well, we'll take a break for you here on CMUEagles.com. Looks like a new pitcher. That's Aiden Van Rinsum. Of course, he started out at first base. So new third base. So Trent Carolet is the new first baseman. So Van Rinsum is the new pitcher. So 4 2/3 for Shadwell. And Central Methodist leads at 3-2. The new first baseman is Trent Carolet. And warming up in the Central Methodist bullpen, I believe that's Larry Riddle Jr. Three to 2 is our score. If you're just joining us, Oklahoma City led 1-0 on a home run by Chad Pikey. Central Methodist tied it up on the double play by Tanner Sears. Oklahoma City led 2-1 on a home run by Aiden Van Rinsum. And then Central Methodist now leads at 3-2 on the 2-run shot by Tanner Sears. So 3-2 is our score for Carlos Negron. He is from Puerto Rico. First pitch to him. It's a high fly ball that is going foul. Strike one. On deck is Zeb Weedy. On 1 to count. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1 there. Central Methodist in the preseason poll, ranked 22. Of course, they upset the number 10 ranked team, Missouri Baptist, Friday night. 2-1 to count. So they could be moving up in the top 15 when the polls come out, I would say, in the next few weeks. A little chin music, but it curves in there, a strike. That's the old Dwight Gooden knee buckler. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now on Negron. Yeah, that was 3-2 to count. Carlos Negron. Here's your 3-2 pitch. It's a high fly ball left field. Could he do it? Yes, sir! Over the Green Monster. Another home run for Carlos Negron. He has 9 on the year, 22 RBIs, or as Regis Philbin would say, who wants to be a millionaire, he's on fire. So a home run gives Central Methodist a 4-2 lead. And here's Zeb Weedy. He's 1 for 2 with a single. The first pitch. Fouls it off there. Strike one. Whereas Diego Dioran is on deck. Three big runs here in the fifth. The 0-1. That's outside. 1-1. One pitch. That's inside the old Bob Gibson curveball. Strike two. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Ooh, chin music there, or as Dwight Gooden would call it, Uncle Charlie. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three call by Central Methodist. Got 3 big runs. A 2-run home run by Tanner Sears. Then a home run by Carlos Negron. On just 2 hits, we are through 5. Central Methodist 4. And Oklahoma City 2. 3 big runs on 2 hits. No errors. And they leave nobody. It's a 4-2 ball game. Top of the 6.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Trent Caroli up there, 0 for 1. Struck out. He was also hit by a pitch. First pitch from Clayton Burke. Hits a liner. That's a fair ball into the corner. Caroli will head for second. That's the fourth hit of the game for Oklahoma City. As Chad Pike comes up the bat, 1 for 2 with a homer and an RBI. That came in the second inning. That gave Oklahoma City the 1-0 lead, but then Central Methodist is tied in the second. Oklahoma City led 2-1 in the fourth, and then 3 more in the fifth for Central Methodist. The lead is 4-2. Burke needs to talk to the baseball. That's a ball outside there. If you look into the bottom of the sixth inning, you got Duran, Becker, and Weatherford. The 1-0 pitch. It's a high pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. Soriano makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 out now for Tristan Williams, who is 0 for 2 on today. Tristan Williams 0 for 2. At second base is Caroli with the double. First pitch. Oh, there's a strike call on the outside corner there. 0-1 in the count. 4-2. Lead for Central Methodist. The 0-1. Oh, nice stop there by Tanner Steers. That's 1-1 now. The 1-1 fouls it off, 1-2. Unless that's Dominic Van Dorn behind the plate. Dominic Van Dorn, the new catcher from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, around the Detroit area. And from what I've learned from last Sunday, he is a big fan of the Detroit Red Wings. There's a ground ball. There's a base hit there. They're going to hold the runners at first and third. And here's Reese Ratchford. 0 for 2. So now the tying runs at first. I'm sure Dominique's very happy about Detroit beating St. Louis 6-1 yesterday down in Detroit. Looks like Jordan Schwellenbach wants to talk it over with Clayton Burke. Maybe we go over the scouting report, how to pitch to Reese Ratchford. There we go, folks. That's what I needed. First pitch is a high fly ball to left field. That's well hit. And it's gone. A 3-run homer. And now Oklahoma City now leads it 5-4. And for Ranchford, that's his first of the year. RBI number 7. Looks like we'll see a pitching change. That's Nate Breland out there. Probably wants to make a pitching change. And it's time for the call to the bullpen. It is sponsored by Coca-Cola. And looks like a new pitcher is on the mound there. '26, okay. It's Larry Riddle Jr. He is 0-0 with the RA0, no walks, no strikeouts. He is from a town of Dearborn Heights, Michigan, around the Detroit area. So it's now 5-4 now. Thanks to a 3-run homer by Reese Ratchford. So 5 in the third for Clayton Burke. NBA score, Milwaukee leads Philadelphia 69-48. There's Aiden Van Rensen, 1 for 2 with a homer and an RBI. That came in the fourth. That's a ball, 1-0 to count. One ball, no strikes. Barrett Daniel on deck. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now. Philadelphia leads. Milwaukee leads Philadelphia 69-48 at halftime. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Two and one to count. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. That's Cage. 2-2 pitch. High pop up there. Let's see who calls for it. Negron makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs now for Barrett Daniel. It looks like a new hitter comes up there. That's Cole Freeman, I do believe. Colin Freeman is the new pinch hitter. First pitch. Low cue shot. Riddle Jr. has it. Races to the bag for the third out. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, no one left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Oklahoma City 5, Central Methodist 4.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
5 runs, 6 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. As Diego DeRen 0 for 1, he had a sac bunt in the 4th inning. First pitch, fouls it off, strike 1. 0-1 in the count on Diego DeRen. Peyton Becker and Joseph Weatherford to follow. 0-1 pitch, swings and misses, strike 2. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch, ball 1-2. 1-2 the count, 1-2 pitch. Lines a shot, but the shortstop makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Peyton Becker, 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to the shortstop.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 1, Peyton Becker.
First pitch, swings and misses, strike 1. 0-1 the count. The 0-1. That's a ball, 1-1 now. Oklahoma City, numerous trips they have been to the College World Series. In Lewiston, Idaho, I have a feeling they'll be one of the favorites this upcoming year. The 1-1. That's a strike, 1-2. One-two pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. It's a little cue shot to the second baseman. Throws over the first for out number 2. So 2 outs now, and here's Joseph Weatherford, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Now batting, first baseman, number 29, Joseph Weatherford.
Soriano's on deck. That bounces in there for a ball. One 0 pitch. That's a strike. 1-1 the count on Joseph Weatherford. One is high. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That's up high. 3-1. 3-1 to count. 3-1 pitch. Lines a shot, but right to the second baseman. So 1, 2, 3 inning goes Central Methodist. We are through 6. Oklahoma City 5. Central Methodist 4.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Five runs, 6 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, and leading off is Aiden Alexander. 1 for 3 with the single. If you look ahead to the bottom of the 7th, you got Soriano, Nichols, Cerna. Even though the game starts at scheduled for 3, but we may start early. First pitch from Larry Riddle Jr. A swing and a miss. Strike 1 there. So I'm thinking if everything goes according to plan, we may start around maybe 2:30 or 2:45 or so. It's a liner in the left center field. That's up against the gap there. Wadey, he has a chance. And it's a double for Aiden Alexander. A double. That's the 6th. Now 7 hits there. Seventh hit of the game for Oklahoma City. Here's Hunter Linichan. 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch. Lays down a bunt. Punts in the air. Off the glove of Larry Riddle Jr. That will be another error. Boy, he should have had that one. That should be an error. Okay. That's a hit there. Boy, Larry Riddle Jr. should have had that one. There's Darian Duhon 0 for 3. He should have caught it with 2 hands. So first and second, nobody out. They check on the runner, and back goes Alexander. First pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count there. Soriano, Nichols, and Cerna are due up in the 7th. The 0-1. Little fly ball. Weedy has some room right in front of the boarding track to make the catch for out number 1. So 1 out now for Trent Caroli. 1 for 2 with a double. And scored in that 3-run 6th inning that gave Oklahoma City the 5-4 lead. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike with Chad Pike on deck. Oh, 1 pitch. There's the curve inside, ball 1. 1-1 to count. Looks like Trey Verwall and Landon and Willingham are all taking batting practice in the bullpen. Looks like some of the Columbia College players are also taking BP out in that right field area behind the first base dugout. 1-1 pitch. Oh, nice. That gets away from there, and everyone moves up the base. That would be a pass ball there on Dominic Van Dorn. No question about it, because he tried to backhand the ball and went off his glove. Ran one again. That's Foster Sights warming up there. He's going to start game number 2 against Columbia College, according to Coach Nate Breland right before the pregame show. 3-1 to count, second and third, infield in, and it's 3-2 there. And I, of course, had an opportunity to meet his mom and dad last Sunday as well. 3-2 pitch. It's a pop-up there. Weatherford with some room. And it's right near the area where Columbia College was standing. Three and two the count. Second and third. Looks like time has been called. 3-2 pitch. Chopper, they'll go home, and they got him hung up. And they get the tag on Aiden Alexander. Good job by David Soriano recognizing the play. 6-2-5, fielder's choice. 2 outs. So first and third. Chad Pike 1 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. They came in the second inning, giving Oklahoma City a 1-0 lead. First pitch. Ball 1-0 the count on Chad Pike. Tristan Williams is on deck. Fouls it to the screen. 1-1 there on Chad Pike. Oopsie. 1-1 to count. 1-1 pitch. Little cue shot. That's a base hit. Leno Chan will score. And it's now a 6-4 game. 2 RBIs on the day. Has a total of 5. There's Tristan Williams, 1 for 3 with a single. First and second, 2 outs. There's a strike call, 0-1 there on Tristan Williams. Reese Ratchford on deck, hit a 3-run homer in the 6th inning to give Oklahoma City a 5-4 lead. 0-1 to count. That's missed outside, 1-1. 1-1 to count on Tristan Williams. One pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch. Lines a shot. Legrand makes the catch. But Oklahoma City gets 1 run on just 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 2. We head to the 7th inning. Oklahoma City 6, Central Methodist 4.
No matter where you are in your educational journey, Central Methodist University is here for you. With CMU, you can learn on our beautiful campus in Fayette, Missouri, earn a degree completely online, or attend classes at one of our many statewide sites. Whichever path you choose, you will get a quality education that will prepare you for the future you envision. Select one of our programs of distinction in music, biology, or nursing, or choose from more than 60 degree options offered at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And if you decide to join us on campus, you will be able to take advantage of all the university has to offer, including dozens of clubs and organizations, a robust student life, and top-notch NAIA athletics. Discover what makes us different and how a degree from CMU can prepare you for the future. Discover Central Methodist University today.
Wrong button. Wrong button. There we go, sportscaster. 6 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. So, as Gene Rayburn used to say on the Match Game Show, they need 2 to tie and 3 to win. There's David Soriano, 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch to him, a swing and a miss, strike 1. On 1 to count. The 0-1. A little bit high, 1-1. Lynn Memorial. 1-1 to count on David Soriano. 2-1. Two balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. That's a foul ball. 2-2 to count. Columbia and Central Methodist. Way things are going, we could be starting around maybe 2:45 or so. But we'll just give you a confirmation there. Even though they're scheduled for 3, but I'm thinking we're going to start early. 2-2 pitch. There's a high pop up there. Center fielder calls for out number 1. So 1 out now in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's Bobby Nichols. 1 for 2 with a walk. And he scored 1 of the 3 runs in the 5th inning thanks to a 2-run homer by Tanner Sears. First pitch to Nichols. There's the curveball. Strike 1. 0-1 to count on Bobby Nichols. Valentin Cerna Jr. is on deck. The 0-1. That's outside. 1-1. Columbia is 8-7 on the year. 2-1 to count. 2 balls and a strike. Fouls it to the screen. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bobby Nichols. Two pitch. There's the curveball, strike 3. So 2 quick outs now. Here's Valentin Cerna Jr., 1 for 2 with a single.
Now batting the second baseman, number 7, Valentin Cerna Jr.
First pitch to him. There's a strike, 0-1 now. 0-1 there. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 now. It's the ground ball off the glove of Chad Pike. That would be a base hit all the way, no question about it. 6 hits now for Central Methodist, and the tying run coming to the plate. And it's Tanner Sears up there, 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs.
Number 21, Tanner Sears.
Hit a home run in the 5th inning. That gave Central Methodist 3-2 lead. Then Carlos Negron hit a home run, made it 4-2, but then Oklahoma City got 3 in the 6th and then 1 in the 7th for a 6-4 lead. Strike 1 there. At first base is Valentin Cerna Jr. The 0-1 now. That's a bit high. 1-1 there. Good eye there by Tanner Sears. Negron is on deck. He is the winning run on deck. 1-1. It's a little chopper. Pitcher has it. Backhand throws, and there's the 3rd out. And there's the ball game. The final score is Oklahoma City 6, Central Methodist 4. 6 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Oklahoma City. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors for Central Methodist. With the victory, Oklahoma City is 11-7 on the year. Central Methodist goes to 10-3 there. And, of course, Central Methodist will be taking on Columbia College. 3 o'clock start time there. So a game got done in about an hour and 50 minutes or so. So right now we may be starting at about 2:30 or maybe 2:45 or so. So this is Quentin Narden saying so long. That's 7,290 of them. We'll see in about, I would say about 45 minutes or so.